Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night, January 27th, 2013. Time once again for the Super Awesome Film Show with numerous people. I am Tom, coming to you from North Baltimore, and we have Amber out there over in her shed again.
Not in the shed anymore, just out here.
Just
somewhere.
I'm just outside somewhere.
I'm outside
wandering
somewhere.
around. It's like,
but I'm here.
It's like the best news report ever. It's like,
that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm out here.
Amber live to the field. Amber, where are you? I am outside somewhere.
I don't know. It's cold.
Events are happening. Yes. And Justin, as always, running the board up in Pennsylvania. Alpha is missing in action again, so we don't know where Alpha is. And I know Amber once said we should just get rid of Alpha, and I can't say yes to that because Alpha is the genesis of the show. It was his idea entirely, and I think there's a humorous element to it about every episode is, will Alpha be here tonight? Will Alpha make up some fantastic excuse while he's not here? Or does he have a job, a real life? Ha! I scoff at that concept.
I don't want to get rid of Alpha. I just said he just hasn't shown up. I think he just left us.
No, he wants to be here. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. He just abandoned his project. I don't know. Or maybe I took over and shoved him out of the nest. I don't know what it is. I'm the bigger, stronger bird. I left him to die on the Galapagos Islands.
Fly.
Huh?
He spread his wings to fly.
No, I think we pushed him out of the nest. He just was left to die on the Galapagos Islands, and I just flew away, and I don't know. We don't know. Anyway. Well, this is season 5, episode number 2, and I want to do something this year which we didn't do in previous years. Or just because I know we talked about it like when season 3 began, just how like amazing some stuff happens in different seasons of different television shows. So we need to live up to the level, if not better, of a certain television program. And I always thought season 5 had some great television. Season 5, episode 2 of The Simpsons was the classic Cape Fear episode with Sideshow Bob coming back and trying to kill Bart on the boat in the swamp. Season 5, episode 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the debut of Michelle Trachtenberg as Dawn, which means I think Alpha should have been here to be Dawn, but he can't be Dawn because he's not here. So I'm going to say Justin is now Michelle Trachtenberg.
I think I stopped watching Buffy before that even happened.
Oh. And then Angel, season 5, episode 2, was when Spike came back.
Okay. He could be Spike.
Yeah, he can be Spike. Okay. So, yeah. Season 5, episode 2 of many shows is very, very good, which means we need to have a very good show tonight. Because that's what season 5, episode 2 entitles.
Yes.
Season 5, episode 2. So, let's get into the box office, I guess. The number 1 movie of the weekend was Hansel and Gretel with $19 million. That's a bad start already. It just looks so bad. Jeremy Renner fighting giants with his twin sister. I don't even know who plays the sister. But
I don't know. Did you expect, honestly, that it would be number 1? Like, were you expecting like maybe the Schwarzenegger movie or even that comedy movie? I was expecting a comedy movie to be the one.
I was expecting that show Mama to come to like 2 weeks in a row. No, it opened up pretty big last week. But no, the Last Stand, the new Schwarzenegger movie, opened up last week. Intense fight with $6 million, and it just fell off it already. So like, I don't think anybody cares about Arnold anymore. And I saw it, so I'll talk about it later. But
okay,
yeah.
We
talk about, I guess, Mama. I didn't see it, but I've been hearing wild stuff about it.
I saw it yesterday.
You're our go-to horror movie expert.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm reporting in a field about Mama. In a field somewhere. So you want me to talk about it now, or did you want to finish up the box office?
Oh, we can keep going through it, I guess. Number 3 is Linings Playbook. 4 is Zero Dark 30. 5 is Jason Statham beating people up again, and Parker. 6 is Django Unchained. 7 is Movie 43, which I still have not seen, but I saw the trailer for it, and it's just like, let's get every actor we can think of, every acclaimed, well-known actor, and have them in some kind of like epic movie, Meet the Spartans, crazy cluster of a film and just have them do the raunchiest stuff possible because we can, which makes no sense. Gangster Squad is number 8, Broken City number 9, and Les Miserables at number 10.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we can talk about Mama first because I haven't seen it, but it looks really creepy.
It was very creepy, and it was I forget who directed it. I think it was a Spanish guy. I'm not really sure.
It was. I think it. No. Yeah, I'm on the wrong list. I'm on the wrong list. But yeah, I'll continue.
Yeah, I know it was produced by Guillermo del Toro, and it wasn't like I don't get scared very easily. I've seen a lot of horror movies to the point that I'm jaded about them. Yeah. So, but I did like it. It did have a little bit of a CGI ghost mix, so it was creepy, but then it's like, well, she's not real, because she's some made up on a computer. But the premise was interesting about two girls that are basically raised for like 3 or 4 years by a ghost that they call Mama.
That's weird.
Yeah, and their family or their uncle has been searching for them because the father kind of went off and took them and went missing with them, and they thought they might have been dead, and then come to find out that they've been being raised in this little like cabin type house in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and it's probably like an 8-year-old girl and like her 5-year-old sister, and the 8-year-old can talk and still communicate, but the 5-year-old was raised from 1 till then, so she's feral like a wild child.
Oh, weird.
She can't really, so she can talk a little bit, but all she does is creepily say "mama" and talk, like make hand gestures and stuff to her sister. So they are found, and their uncle and his girlfriend, who is Jessica Chastain, dressed as a like goth punk person. I'm not really sure.
Jessica Chastain is like in every film right now.
Yeah, it's very random. She's like she's clearly wearing like a black wig, and they like painted on tattoos onto her arm, and she's all in like a Misfits t-shirt and like emo pants and stuff like that, but she's doesn't want any kids or anything like that, and is kind of pissed that her boyfriend's taken in his nieces, but she understands, they don't have anybody. But so come to find out is they're trying to live with them and help the girls or whatever, that weird things are happening and they're talking to things and stuff and weird noises are happening, and it's because the ghost of Mama that had been actually taking care of them for those amount of years has come and is coming with them, and it doesn't like that they're getting close with her and anybody near them, so you can kind of get the whole storyline of where the movie goes from there. But it was very interesting, and it wasn't as bad as some of these other horror movies that have been out. So I would say give it a shot. Maybe you don't have to go to the movies to see it, but you could definitely rent it when it comes out.
It's just something scary about feral children. It freaks me out.
The little girl is like she literally like walks on her all fours, and like she like crawls around really fast. She's very creepy, but like really, I don't know, that little girl actress did it really well.
How do you train for that? That sounds crazy.
Just watch a bunch of like dogs for like
That's insane.
A while. Yeah. But yeah, and she sleeps underneath the bed because she doesn't like bed. Yeah,
because I saw the trailer for it. It looks freaky. So I just really was wondering about it. But yeah, so
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right. Well, nice. Jessica Chastain is in everything right now. I will tell you that I like Jessica Chastain in this movie, her performance in this movie, than I liked her in Zero Dark 30, because I fell asleep in Zero Dark 30. This one she was good in. I believed that she was a bassist for a punk rock band. Nice. Well, if you don't mind, I kind of want to go back to the last episode 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
talk about Silver Linings Playbook again because I actually got to see it on the way back from Arizona on the airplane.
Okay.
And it was absolutely incredible, I thought. I mean,
yeah.
Because I heard it was really good, and you said it was good, and it
Yeah.
got all these like award nominations for like Bradley Cooper of all people, and you got Jennifer Lawrence again with nominations, De Niro with more nominations. It was just so good. I mean, and we
Yeah.
discussed it a little bit like 2 weeks ago. Bradley Cooper is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and he's living in a mental health facility in Baltimore, and then he's sent back to his parents' house after 8 months in Philadelphia. After 8 months, back to Philadelphia, because he walked in on his wife cheating on him, and kind of lost his marbles and went crazy and almost beat the guy half to death. And he comes back out and thinks he can get his wife back, and he's still in love, and she's still in love with him and stuff. And it was just a misunderstanding. And his parents are all like, "Whatever you want to say." And so yeah, it's just like kind of almost like a little bit of a broken family. And so he's trying to manage his condition, and it's some heavy stuff. And it's just he really has no filter, and it's just so like raw, some of the stuff he talks about. And then he meets Jennifer Lawrence, who plays a woman who's former sex addict, and her husband was killed. A cop. Her husband was a cop who was killed.
She's a widow. Yeah.
A year or so earlier, and so like they become friends on the basis of they're both out of their minds. And they're trying to figure out who is more crazy, and they become best friends that way and figure out who is more crazy.
Yeah.
And then Robert De Niro plays Bradley Cooper's father, who really seems like almost like an undiagnosed OCD kind of thing going on, which they don't even really discuss in the film. It's just kind of there. They don't even like try to bring it up.
Well, I think there is a scene where Bradley Cooper does say like, you have OCD. This is part of OCD because of like how he has his the remotes or whatever, and also how he like with watching the Eagles play,
and he's always sitting in the same chair, and he's like and he has like anger management problems, and he's banned from the Eagles stadium because he fought too many people at the football games and stuff.
Yeah,
and the fact that like they discuss it so briefly and it's gone again. It's just like this movie only had, I'd say, like half of a happy ending because that family is still just so broken, and they leave you with that. It's just some powerful stuff.
That and then also his older brother, like there's some like that was really weird.
Yeah, the brother just comes back and he's all like, "Oh hey, like oh yeah, we're fine, we're totally fine."
But he was being like the way he was talking to him was almost like condescending.
Absolutely.
In a way. But then like he's like, "You're my brother and I love you," and then they hug it out, and I'm like, this brother's kind of a douche. Like it was weird. The only person that seemed normal was the mother who was just trying to keep everybody together.
Oh yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. But I will say the best scene is when Jennifer Lawrence comes in and after the football game.
Yeah.
And he missed the dance, and she comes in and starts yelling at him, and then goes off on Robert De Niro's character about like why they lost the game because he wasn't with her. And, like that's why I think she's nominated. That scene right there.
I would say so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was just the whole thing was just powerful.
Yeah.
And I gotta be the nerd in me has to freak out about just some really good editing and some really good camera work too, because there was definitely a bunch of long takes in this movie. They kind of edited through the long takes, but some amazing stuff. It's like the cinematographer is like Matsunobu Takanaga. I don't even know his name, but apparently he was the cinematographer on The Grey with Liam Neeson, and he was The Warrior with Joel Edgerton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really
you can
good
definitely
stuff.
tell.
Yeah, it's really just awesome stuff. And then the editor was the guy who edited Into the Wild and edited like An Inconvenient Truth, which doesn't matter that much. A lot of documentary stuff he did. But just, it was just... my favorite shot was at the very end where like everything starts to be resolved. And I guess it was like a crane shot or something. So like Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence kiss. And I guess like they have a steady cam or something and they hit the gas. So the camera like kind of like pans away, but it's like a glide cam pans away, and it's going like 25 miles an hour. It's just so wild. And all of a sudden, like, okay, movie's over, you're out of it. I'm like, that was just an amazing shot right at the very end. Mm-hmm. It's just so cool. And but the movie just opens up, and it closes out just like so like not much closure. Like Bradley Cooper's story is over, but he still has this family, and he's still a very strong chance of just breaking down again, like a week later, for all we know.
But he's happy.
He's happy again.
He's content.
But he's been happy like every 2 weeks. He gets happy, and then he's sad again.
Yeah, but I think it ends with closure because at least he can let go.
Yes,
if that makes sense. He's able to let go.
You think he can let go because you really don't know. I mean, it says like he gives her the love note, and yes, he gets past his ex-wife. At the same time, though, the guy is just so volatile. He could very easily get triggered again and go on a rampage again, and just.
Well, that's why that's why there was a thing where he was refusing to take his medication, and that was one thing too. And also with people with bipolar, they need, it's their levels are all off. So it's if they get their levels correct with usually medication, that it doesn't trigger those ups and downs.
Yeah.
But so I would have to ask then, is this your favorite? Are you hoping for this to win everything for the
Best
Oscars?
Picture and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to see Bradley Cooper get an Oscar for this, but I still want to see Argo get Best Picture because Argo was amazing. Well,
what about Jennifer Lawrence then?
She was good. She was good, but I think just Bradley Cooper, because before this, Bradley Cooper has been nothing but romantic comedies, The A-Team, and The Hangover. He's just been so pigeonholed as either an action star or the heartthrob. He was in
Limitless.
Limitless, that's true. He was in Limitless. That was really good too.
Limitless. That was really good.
But
I like Bradley Cooper, but I don't know. I'm glad that he's nominated. I don't think he will win because I think there's other stronger performances out there.
Yeah,
also same with Jennifer Lawrence.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Best of luck, buddy.
He's gonna get it.
Daniel Day-Lewis there's I'm going to make a film this year. I'm going to make a film this year. So I'll see you at the Oscars.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back and look at this Daniel Day-Lewis's filmography real quick. I'm looking Wikipedia right now. I'm looking. Every movie he's been in
he's been nominated.
Every movie he has been in since My Left Foot in 1989, he's got an Academy Award nomination or a win. My Left Foot, he won.
He did?
He won. He got nominated for In the Name of the Father.
Okay.
He got nominated for Gangs of New York. He didn't win that one.
Oh, I remember he was nominated.
He won for There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
He didn't get nominated for 9. He got a Golden Globe nomination for 9, but he didn't get an Oscar nomination for 9.
Because I don't think that movie was good in general.
Yeah. And then Lincoln, of course, he's nominated for everything. So, But yeah, every movie he's made, he only makes a movie every 4 or 5 years. Whenever he makes one, though.
He's not one that makes a movie every year. There's long gaps where he doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
because he has a life.
89, 92. Actually, he did a bit. 92 and 93, he did 2 movies.
Yeah.
Then he came back in 96 and 97. Then 2002, 2005, 2007. Every 2 to 3 years, he puts a movie out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the dude, when he makes a movie, pretty much it's a lock. He's like Meryl.
Sure.
Yeah,
he goes through a lot of scripts and makes sure which one can I do.
Does. So yeah, Bradley Cooper, best of luck, but Daniel Day-Lewis is probably going to lock it up. Anyway.
Probably. But I think Bradley Cooper will probably be nominated again because this probably opens up more of these types of interesting roles.
I can definitely see him getting more independent film pieces now, more drama pieces now, because before this, really all he was known for was The Hangover and some.
And he was in
comedy.
Alias.
An Alias, yeah.
And he was also in Wet Hot American Summer, but he was really He was,
yeah. Oh, I forgot he was in that. He was just
he was in the background.
But I heard they're doing a sequel to that. And they're only doing the sequel if they can get everybody back, and everybody said yes to coming back. So they're doing a sequel, and everybody's coming back. Bradley Cooper, all of them, they're all coming back. Kristen Wiig, they're all in.
One of my favorite comedies is Wet Hot American Summer. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. I will be there at opening night when they have.
It could have a huge cult opening. It could have.
It does.
it can have a good $20 or $30 million opening if it's marketed the right way.
Yeah, I mean, but there's like it's kind of like a cult movie because not a lot of people know about it. I only knew about it until like years later after it, and they played it on Comedy Central. And me and my sister started watching. We're like, what is this movie? Because we were laughing. We're like, I've never heard of this movie. And so we only watched half of it. We missed half of it, saw the half to the ending, and then we went to Blockbuster and went and rented it to watch it again because we didn't understand what was going on, and we just laughed. We watched it like 2 times in a row because it was so like random.
Yeah. So Linings Playbook, if it's still in theaters, go see it. It's definitely worth a ticket. I thought it's like one of the best movies of the year last year.
Yes. That's why it's nominated.
Yes. And now on to another nominated film that I saw about a week or two ago. I don't know about, I think I saw it like the day after the film show last time. Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Yes.
It's nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay. It's based
an actress,
on
right?
Best Actress, yes. Quvenzhané Wallis, who's like I think 7 or 8 years old. She's the youngest one to ever get nominated. Mm-hmm. So the whole plot is this fake community, like a fake kind of like a little community in Louisiana called the Bathtub. There's a big hurricane coming. It's kind of supposed to be like set in Katrina, set during Katrina, and so it's kind of this like fantasy. It's kind of hard to explain. I want to say it's like it feels kind of like Big Fish meets I don't even know. Precious meets Big Fish.
Precious meets Big Fish.
If that's even possible.
I would just say it's. I don't.
Did you see it?
I don't know if it's Big Fish. Yeah, no, I did see it. I could. And Precious.
No, okay, you're not even Precious.
I don't know. I don't think you can really explain it. I mean, it's just kind of like this weird.
It's just
through the eyes of a child, really.
Yeah,
it's just.
It's like it's pretty much like here is a child living in poverty, and this is how she sees her town dealing with the oncoming hurricane, and then after the hurricane.
Yeah, like it's I don't really know how to. I just feel like it's just a child who basically lives in a poverty town, very like really like almost homeless in a way. And I don't think she realizes it. She doesn't really realize that she lives in poverty, and just like the events that occur with her father, and basically a Katrina type event where there's a big storm coming, and because they live in like basically like that type of area where it can get flooded, and just also the whole thing with beasts and stuff, and the land, and her trying to find her mother, and it's a very interesting thing. It's definitely like a fantasy, like almost a fantasy movie, but it's not, because you still see real life events occurring, but you see it through a 6-year-old and how she takes it.
And I'll say visually it is really amazing. Like this new cinematographer guy, Anderson, is like the new cinematographer for this movie, and like it's like his first big feature film, and he's won like the Cannes Film Festival Camera d'Or for Best Picture, and like the BAFTA and like the Sundance Film Festival. Like they all say like visually this movie is absolutely amazing. Oh yeah. I don't see it winning much else as far as Best Picture or Best Actress goes. But as far as visual,
she could technically. I could see her being an upset and winning Best Actress. Maybe. I could see that just because I did find her role more interesting than Jessica Chastain. And I guess I could say even Jennifer Lawrence as well, because that girl was 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
And like out of all that, like you remember that if you see it, not which I don't think a lot of people have seen it, but those who
Yeah, because it's already on DVD. I saw it through Redbox.
So. Yeah. I mean, it is for a 6-year-old or a 5 or 6-year-old to give that performance is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely, I guess, see it on Redbox. It only costs $1, and it's, I don't know, parts of the movie I'm just like, okay, get on with it. Get on with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did
I
like
will
they
I'm sorry. The guy that plays her father.
Yeah.
I thought he should have gotten nominated.
Funny story you bring that up because they interviewed him and were pretty much like his first movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
And he worked in a bakery across from where like the production studio was like working. And so he always brought them like breakfast every morning and they just used to hang out. And eventually they just kind of talked and they gave him the lead role in the movie.
Yeah, I read the same thing, and I go, for a guy that is a baker, or and never acted before, I would have never believed that because the guy was really good, and I thought that just from hearing that I would have been like, he should at least be nominated because he was really, really good as well. I would have never thought that he's never acted a day in his life.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would say right now only for $1. It's Best Picture nominee. I'd say definitely worth it. What else have we seen this last 2 weeks? I got one more.
Okay.
Do you have anything else, or are you?
Other than the I Survived a Plague, which I think is nominated for.
What is it exactly? It's
the documentary I Survived a Plague. Are you able to check to see if that's nominated? Because I swear I think it's nominated this year for Best Documentary.
I can check real quick.
Yeah. It's on Netflix Instant, and I clicked on it because I'm like, this sounds familiar, and I thought it was because it's nominated this year.
Yeah. How to Survive a Plague?
Yeah.
I'm searching for. What's it about?
It's about the early AIDS activists from like the late 80s, early 90s, and what I'm trying to remember what their group. I think it's called ACT UP, and it's about basically AIDS activists and how their group or ACT UP and how their early beginnings of how they had to push to get drug companies to put out the drugs for. Which now that we have for AIDS, people that are who have AIDS, and basically their struggle with the FDA and the government and politicians and stuff, just to get people to do stuff like that. So it's basically a time span from I think it's 87 to I think it was around 96 or whatever, because that's when all the drugs were actually able, and it talks and it actually has actual footage that they from the meetings, and it was really interesting because they did describe but they didn't have any drugs at the time, so everybody was dying, and just the struggle that the group went through. And it's a really good actual documentary. I haven't been able to see all the documentaries for what's been nominated, but that's one of them that just came out. So
it did get. I understood. It did get nominated. Yeah, it did get the Oscar. Okay, it did. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one that it's actually on Netflix Instant. I just saw it today and thought it was pretty good.
But it's already on Netflix, so that's good.
Yeah, it's already on Netflix. I don't even know what else is out at least for the documentary category. But that one sounded familiar, so I did watch it. But I don't know what else is nominated for that.
It looks really cool, though. Yeah. It looks like it's a bunch of old footage, too, from the 80s and 90s, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know who... I guess they documented, so you see, them going to protest. Some of it was protested in Bethesda.
Has this documentary been going on for 30 years, then? Or is this just they found footage?
I think they did show some members that were actual film activists or film documentarians in it. At least one guy was. I don't know if part of those footage is from him or it's just from people that went to the meetings or whatever. But a lot of it looks like footage that people went they show a lot of protests and protesting there. So I'm not sure. I mean, the documentary, the footage is probably over 20 years old anyway. So if it starts from 1987.
Awesome. It looks pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
If you like documentaries, you can watch that.
Yeah, and I do. So that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Well, the last movie I saw branches away from Oscar award-winning films and great dialogue and great script work, and great documentaries about activism and AIDS research. This is the new Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
The Last Stand.
The Last Stand. Pretty much somehow Arnold Schwarzenegger is a man named Ray Owens who lives in Somerton, Arizona, which is just a little bit north of the Mexican border. And he used to be LAPD, and it was like his partner was crippled and his team was shot up, and he just had to run off to Nevada to escape his errors of the past. And so all of a sudden one day, Eduardo Noriega, you may know him from nothing. He was in the horrible movie Vantage Point years and years ago. He plays this drug lord who they escape the FBI in Las Vegas, and so they take a Chevy Corvette and and a hostage and a FBI agent hostage, and they race towards Mexico, because even if you cross into Mexico, the FBI can still find you. It's not like state police.
Yeah.
Like the FBI honestly can go international. I mean, they can talk to Mexico and say, "Hey, we're coming in." But I mean, it's not like, oh no, if the guy gets the FBI agent to Mexico, she's lost forever. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, couldn't they just call the officials and be like, listen, there's somebody coming over your border. Can you catch them and hold them?
Yeah, but there's all this corruption stuff, and who knows?
That's true. It is. Maybe he knows somebody over there.
Yeah, so, yeah. Every stereotypical, like, action movie element it has in this. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is the cop who's trying to prove himself again. There is the young partner who is a former like army vet who's just trying to get his life back in order, and he's trying to get over his friends being killed in the war. There is the random girl police officer who was she's an actress, but she's also a model, so she weighs 90 pounds, but she'll punch a guy and flip somebody, even though she's
trying to prove herself to the guys, basically.
No, it's they hire an actress to be a police officer, and she's 90 pounds, and she does all her own stunts. It just doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
The one highlight of this movie was that one of the bad guys' henchmen was the always amazing Peter Stormare, who is like the best villain of all time. I don't know how he got such a small role, because the dude is amazing. You may know him as like the crazy Russian guy from Fargo, the crazy Russian guy from The Lost World, the crazy Russian guy from Armageddon.
Does he play a crazy Russian guy in this movie?
In this one, no. I think he just plays like a regular kind of just just an American guy, like an American like.
Well, that's
He
disappointing.
I mean, he always plays the crazy character, and this is no different. So yeah, Peter Stormare, I mean, dude's awesome. I don't know how he got such a small role in this film, but yeah. And of course, at the end, that like, Arnold saves the day. Oh, I forgot Johnny Knoxville is like the town idiot, but he owns all these crazy guns, and he's a guns collector and everything, which makes it's just over the top ridiculous. Arnold
just
Schwarzenegger.
From the trailer, it looks very over the top and looks just very bad.
And it's just the whole movie is talking about how Arnold's like, oh, he's getting old, he can't do what he used to do, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we get it now, because this is like.
Isn't that what The Expendables was for?
No, but see, The Expendables was just him doing like a quick cameo in both those movies. Like in the first Expendables movie, Arnold pretty much just walks up and says like, "You spent too much time in the jungle," and walks away. And the second movie, he does like drive a car and has a shotgun, and he's in there for about 5 minutes. But this movie is full on 90 minutes of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I just don't understand like why he just like, even from the trailer you can tell it looks really bad, and it doesn't even look like a good. Like a good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that people liked. It just looks like it just looked really bad. It didn't look like it made any sense whatsoever.
It doesn't.
It looks like something that should be straight to DVD too. It does not look like something, and it's only not straight to DVD because Arnold's in it. But I just don't understand. It probably should have just gone straight to DVD.
Yeah, Arnold will never go straight to DVD. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, I want to see Arnold totally just now that he's not the governor anymore and he can do whatever he wants to as far as films go again. I want to see him stray away from the whole action movie thing. I was talking to my friends about this earlier this week. Like, because Arnold is from Austria. He has the thick Austrian accent. Why not embrace that? I want to see, get, like, David O. Russell or, like, Tom Hooper or, like, the Coen brothers or something. I want to see Arnold, like, living in the 1950s. He has an 18-year-old son. They escaped from Germany in 1943. And they live in America, and they're trying to survive in America, and like, but everyone hates them because they have like they think that they have this like German descent, German background and stuff, and like the son hates him because he took away from all his friends in Germany, and he wants to go join like the Nazi party and everything like crazy like that.
Skinhead.
Yeah. Just all this stuff, just like set like in 1950.
But they're really Jewish, or
no, that's too much. But I mean, just like all this different stuff, and just like it could be like this huge period piece, a huge like drama piece for him, just like, and that way he can read his lines, and he doesn't have to act that much. He just needs to sound kind of serious, and since he's already playing an Austrian American, like a guy who moves to Austria and has like a green card and stuff, he would fit the role perfectly because he's this big former soldier for the Nazis from Austria, and he escapes to America and tries to survive with his family and just work like I don't know, like a grocery store job, and try to like keep his wife happy and try to keep his son in line, and like it'd just be the best idea for a film ever.
Yeah, I just never understood why he's huge in America, but I never understood, like, has he ever like gone to his home country and made a movie in like his native language, or it's all I've wondered if he's. I don't think he has. Like, you'd figure like something like that would go right to like people be like, Arnold's making a movie in Austria in his home country or whatever. But I think he's always made Hollywood movies. But I just never understood why. Because I mean, English is obviously a second language. He can't lose the accent. His movies are kind of retarded in a way because he's clearly a man, from another country, but like when he's in like all these other movies, like his name's like John Smith or William what it's never like, well, he's clearly, he has like an American name, but that's probably not his his name's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, give him go with what he has, give him an Austrian name.
Yeah.
And I do agree. I think he's always doing the action stuff because that's what everybody expects. But I think if you get the right role, and it'd be more interesting not to give him a lead role. Give him, like a dramatic role where he's not the.
Uh-oh. We lost Amber. But yeah,
we lost her.
We keep going though. I think we should just I want to see Arnold just get like a basic just like side like a supporting acting role, and not like a Mr. Freeze kind of like villain role. I just want to see him just has something totally just
you guys have
totally
him?
Different for him. Oh, you're back. Yes.
I'm back. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I was covering it for you. Yeah, just something besides like a supporting actor role that's not like Mr. Freeze. Have him just be like just have him play an Austrian character. Just have him play like a father figure that doesn't go out. A father figure who's not like a veteran cop who needs to avenge something.
Well, wasn't there something like right when when he was leaving, and he said he was coming back to movies after he was done his political career, and there was supposedly like a script or something, and I don't remember from who, but I don't know if it was rumored that there was a script that he was going to do a dramatic piece where he plays like a Nazi soldier or something like that, and that he has to. And that works in a concentration camp, and there's kids, and he just with a conscience decides to save these kids from being executed and stuff. Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't. I think all he has coming out right now, there's something with Schwarzenegger and Stallone are working together, and Stallone's stuck in a prison, and Schwarzenegger helps him escape.
No, yeah, this was like, I thought I read about it somewhere that there was, and I don't, like I said, I don't remember who, but I thought there was like, they were thinking of his movie to come back to was actually going to be a more of a kind of a dramatic piece where he actually plays like a Nazi, like a worn out like soldier, but he's with like the Nazis and like saving like a group of kids from being that like Jewish concentration camp victims or something like that. And it was going to be dramatic with a little bit of action, but it was supposed to be more of a different, it was supposed to show a different side to him, and it's supposed to be more dramatic and stuff, and not to be completely action packed, but I don't know. Which that to me sounds more interesting.
I don't know. I think I heard something about that. I think, like, I don't even know. I mean, here we go. It says, yeah, it says nothing about anything. I'm looking at his IMDb's and everything. Just like, yeah, there's nothing about that kind of movie at all. Which would be cool. Yeah. I want to see something different where he plays like
almost like Schindler's List in a way, but where he's not playing up the whole action thing. I think it could be good. Sorry. Yeah. So.
All right. I think as far as films go that week, this is it. But I did do my homework, and I got together I got one bad movie news story and the DVDs. So
okay,
go ahead. What do first? We got DVDs or the Come On Hollywood, you're messing up. I forget what we even call this segment anymore. We got to change the segment name.
Oh, just do the bad one first. That's my bad.
The bad movie news first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, DC and Warner Brothers have already said, they've already confirmed it. That we're just saying, if Man of Steel is a hit and Justice League movie, and first like if Superman does great and Justice League is a go,
yeah,
they are definitely going to make a new Batman film in the next 5 years.
They are definitely going to.
Yes, I'm thinking though, like, are they going to have to reboot it that way then? I mean, because
I don't know. I think Man of Steel is going to be good. I don't think a Justice League movie would be very good, or even probably doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking you don't really need. I'm just thinking if you do another Batman movie, don't reboot it because you're already going to have a Justice League movie out and you're going to have a Superman movie out. So I think just do, because I know like when the Batman video games came out like recently, some new Batman video games came out. There was no like build up to it. Pretty much, it was just like you jump into a Batman adventure that already exists. Like the game starts out and you're already fighting the Joker. Like, okay, cool. That's what you just need. Have a Batman movie just show up. Like have like at the most like kind of like the Edward Norton's Hulk movie. Like you already know they're not going to reboot the whole story. Pretty much like they just film like, okay, here's radiation going bad, opening credits. And 18 months later, he's living in the Arctic, trying to calm himself down. Perfect.
Yeah. I always thought that they should instead of just going with the regular Batman, they should just do Batman Beyond. Do that for a few years. Do like 3 movies of Batman Beyond because that's set in the future and it's not Bruce Wayne, and then end that and then go back to the regular Batman.
That'd be great. Does
that make sense?
Or honestly, give Clooney a second chance. Give Clooney a better director and try making Clooney Batman.
No, please don't do that. No, I think they should do
Michael Keaton, or have Val Kilmer lose a person like 80 pounds.
Well, here's what I think: they should do Batman Beyond, and because that has an old Bruce Wayne in it, and get Michael Keaton play the old Bruce Wayne that brings the new.
I would be all in for that. That'd be amazing.
If I made Batman, that would be what my project would be. I'd make a Batman Beyond. I'd bring in Michael Keaton as the old Bruce Wayne, and then just kind of go from there. And then when we do 3 movies and then end it, and then you can go back in a few years and then do another Batman but do the Bruce Wayne Batman. But this one would be the other Batman. And it'd be awesome because it'd be like Blade Runner. It'd look like Blade Runner. Like, you know how Blade Runner.
Amazing. I'd be so down.
That's my dream.
That'd be incredible. And last but not least,
no Justice League.
Yes, for this week, for the coming out on DVD, because we've kind of missed as far as what comes out on DVD for the last who knows how many months. Let's just skip all that and tell you what comes out, like stuff that comes out on Tuesday.
Okay.
This is like the most. Well, I'll discuss this one last. But coming out, we got Seven Psychopaths coming out on DVD and Blu-ray. Hotel Transylvania on DVD and Blu-ray, and I think also in 3D DVD, whatever. Paranormal Activity 4, which I had no idea even it came out in theaters. Is that the Skype one? Did that already happen?
Yes, it was bad. You don't have to see it.
Well, it's on DVD already, so that's great.
Okay.
Die Hard 25th Anniversary Edition.
Wow.
Which is, I think it's just in time. It's all 4 films just in time for the 5th movie to come out. So yeah, I think the 5th one comes out on Valentine's Day. So the first 4 movies all on one giant Blu-ray pack, and then has Bruce Willis looking all old and stuff on the front cover, but it still looks pretty badass. So that's one. Pan Am Season 1, Downton Abbey Season 3. But I want to talk about this. Warner Brothers is releasing. Well, they have a 100 film. Warner Brothers 100 best films on DVD, but they also have Warner Brothers 50 film collection on Blu-ray. This is 52 discs for, well, list price is $600 for a giant box set of Warner Brothers best films. And this includes Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, Casablanca, Streetcar Named Desire, Singing in the Rain. I'm just going through a few of the names. Like North by Northwest, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, Clockwork Orange, The Exorcist, Superman, The Shining, Amadeus, Full Metal Jacket, Goodfellas, The Matrix, the first Harry Potter movie, the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Dark Knight, The Blind Side, Inception, Sherlock Holmes for some reason, $1 Million Baby. Like 50 films all in one giant Blu-ray box set.
I mean, oh my God. For $600?
Like, $600. Well, Amazon's saying you can get it for $370, but the list price is $600. I'm thinking you don't need that many movies. At least if you don't even have, like, you should at least have these films. At least have these films by now. So to buy the whole box set would, I mean, I don't see the point of putting 50 films. Which I'd assume many people, if they're going to collect a 50 film box set, they would already have about half the movies at least. Yeah. I mean, if it was like 20 or 30 films from the 50s and earlier they haven't released on Blu-ray before.
Yeah.
If it was like the golden age of film and stuff, like anything before like the 1960s, that'd be amazing. If it was like, okay, like I say, like the first 20 movies. They all take place before 1960. That'd be like great to have all like 20 of those on Blu-ray at once. Perfect. But you don't need to have like The Hangover and Inception and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter all in the same box set. It doesn't make any sense.
Because you can buy those separate, like the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Like Harry Potter and all of them have their own box sets that you can probably buy all of them for cheaper than what you're buying for those.
It makes no sense.
You know?
And like
same with the Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. And the funny thing is Amazon, like everyone on the Amazon is just freaking out, like 1 star, 2 stars, 0 stars. Why do you need this? No one would need this. Like give me Citizen Kane on Blu-ray by itself. Give me Wizard of Oz on Blu-ray by itself. I don't want to buy the whole box set for the whole thing. I don't want to get Bullet or Dirty Harry with Harry Potter in my same box set, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, honestly, the person who's going to want to buy Natural Born Killers on Blu-ray isn't going to want to buy, like, the two towers at the same time. And it's all one giant box that you can't get out of it. So, Warner Brothers, I think, messed up.
I could only see, like, somebody buying it and then being like, I'm just going to, like, slowly use them as presents for other people.
Yeah.
Throughout the year. Like, I'm going to individually give these out.
One at a time. Like, you get a Blu-ray and you get a Blu-ray.
Do you like Harry Potter? Here. I got a Blu-ray.
Here's the first film, and only the first film on Blu-ray. It's just the first Harry Potter film on Blu-ray, along with like Lord of the Rings and The Matrix and The Hangover, all in one giant box set.
Here's Sherlock Holmes. I just have a copy of it, but you can have it. It's supposedly the best movie.
It's the DVD in an envelope I pulled out of a box. Here you go, have it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But yeah, so I'd say Warner Brothers is messing up on this one. And I think that's it for the show for tonight, program style.
All right.
I think so. We will not be here next week because the Ravens are in the Super Bowl, and it's yeah, that's priority number one.
We'll
for
be
me
back
anyway.
the week after.
The week after for that, yes. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
For the Super Awesome Film Show, and maybe, just maybe, Alpha will be alive somewhere.
Yep.
And I guess that means it's time to awkwardly wrap this. We should just, honestly, we'll just sit here quietly for like 30 seconds.
You might hear some video games playing in the background.
Yeah, and then Justin's going to let the tape sit here quietly for 30 seconds and then maybe play the music at the end. So yeah, bye everybody.
Bye.
Shh.